It's going to be a free play. Take a shot to the end zone. They do. Touchdown! Matt Williams has scored the go-ahead touchdown with 16.7 seconds left.
We continue on Griffin's Game Day here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. You heard from Coach Dan Day. Now it is time for our Griffin Player Spotlight with Matthew Williams, redshirt senior wide receiver from Eastvale, California. And Matt, first of all, thanks for taking some time, man. I know that you go back and watch the broadcast, and we've been talking with some other guys this year. We're very happy to have you on the show here today.
Man, I'm very happy to be on the show.
Good to talk to you, buddy. First of all, let's go back to last week. We have more things to get into than talking about last week's game against IUP, but just your thoughts on last week's game against the Crimson Hawks. I mean, your schedule's so brutal. Mm-hmm. You fought against another great team last week.
So like you said, IUP is a great team. I feel like when we came into the game caught up on the name versus actually playing the opponent. And so with that being said, I think that really got us out of our game, especially on the offensive end. We kind of played a little just out of character a little bit. And so the second half, we got to the basics and really stepped it up. Unfortunately, it was too late playing a great team like IUP. So.
Well, Coach Day talked about the fact that, again, you just mentioned you guys played better in the second half with more confidence. Do you think that that's a good carryover to today?
Man, I hope so. I think this week has been a really good week of practice. I think that momentum in the second half really kicked off to Tuesday. Coach Day said it was one of our best Tuesday practices we had this year. So, yeah.
I want to ask you about Senior Day. What were the emotions like going out on off-it field for the final time last week?
So, it was. I mean, I was excited. I was really excited to play. My birthday was the day before. My father came out.
Happy belated birthday,
man,
bud.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
I wish I would have brought you a present.
No, my father came out to watch me play all the way from California. Yeah. So I always get excited when my dad comes out to come see me play. So it wasn't kind of a sad thing. I was just happy. I was excited to play, my last college game. At home, and to play it in front of my pops was really cool.
So you got to walk, talking about Senior Day, you were honored. Did you get to spend some time with your dad then on the field?
Yes, sir.
Very, very cool. I know you guys had a rough last couple of weeks, Matt, and I want to certainly ask you about the two wins, the thrilling wins you had this year, but do you guys see the bigger picture right now? Do you think the younger guys see the bigger picture that obviously you want to win games, but right now it's still about getting better, buying in and buying into the culture? Yeah. And I know I asked you about this, I think, before the season started, even just during training camp. Where do you kind of see that at right now?
I definitely see the culture changing right now as far as the work ethic, the coaches player relationship, and just establishing it. We go by this phrase on the offensive end, one. Only now exists. And so we focus every day. Every day we're trying to get better, one play at a time, one play. Coach Day, his motto is next play.
Next play, yeah. So we always go out on the field, bad play, great play. It's cool if it's a great play, all right, good play, let's go, let's move on to the next play. If it's a bad play, it's like, all right, scratch it, move on to the next play. And I think that's really helped us out. The young guys are really buying into it. We had a bad couple games. We lost these last two games, but it's still next play, and I think everybody has bought into that. I have to take everybody back to the thrilling win over Gannon a month ago. Matt had something to do with that. You guys need a field goal to win the game, driving down the field. But Ryan Barabee, instead of that, let's scratch the field goal and go deep. From the 17-yard line, he throws the ball up, and you make a fantastic leaping catch in the end zone for the game-winning touchdown. I was talking to Matt off the air before we started. I said that's a moment that I will never forget, especially under the new coaching staff, the new regime. Such a huge moment in Seton Hill history, making that catch. You got 1 foot down. Take us through the play, back through the play, and you were saying off the air that you weren't 100% sure if you got that foot down, but going back to the replay, you did.
Yeah, so first and foremost, that's all glory to God, man, and it was exciting. It was crazy. So before that play, I guess the first play of the game, I had a catch before then, and I just knew my foot was down. and the ref came over and said incomplete. I'm like, man, like I know my foot was down, you know. So this last play, and when Ryan threw it up to me, the only thing that was in my head was catch the ball first.
Yeah.
You know, so once I got my hands on the ball, I'm like, I'm gonna try and reach my foot down and try and, you know, see if I can get a toe in there. And when I put my foot down, I'm like, I don't know about this one.
Yeah.
I looked at the ref, I saw his hands going like this. I'm like, no way, man. So
yeah,
it was great.
The celebration was on after that. You ran across the end zone through the cheerleaders. I mean, that had to be a great feeling for you, though. I know that you ran into a little bit of a rough patch before that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, having to miss a game after getting ejected from the Westchester game. We can talk about that, but you know, going through that and just, you know, what you guys have gone through at Seton Hill, you know, not winning a lot of games, to make that touchdown catch at that point, that had to just feel amazing.
Yeah, it felt amazing. Like I said, all glory to God. It felt right.
Well, Coach Day said he felt so happy for you again because you were in a tough situation a couple of weeks before, Matt, and you know, you care so much about this team and care so much about winning. Maybe that overtook you a little bit against Westchester. Kind of take us through that and you know how what you kind of learned from that, I guess.
Yeah, so it was definitely a frustrating moment. Like I told you, we talked off the air a little bit. As an older guy, I'm definitely not supposed to, you know, let my emotions take in charge of me like that. And you know, me and Coach Day, we had a sit down meeting in his office, and just looking at the goals, you know, from the same point of view. I'm sorry, what's the second part of that question again?
Oh, just kind of what you've learned, I guess, what learned from that experience that you went through.
Yeah, so what I learned from that experience is that I'm really a leader, you know, and I need to be able to lead by example and not just my mouth, you know, and that everything that I do is going to be magnified and watched.
When you look back at what you left here at Seton Hill, I know you still have a couple more games to go,
Yeah.
but what type of impression you're leaving on the program? Is that something that you think about? And if not, if you haven't thought about it, what type of impression would you like to leave for this team that continues to develop and, like you said, in a good direction under Coach Day?
Mm-hmm. So I haven't really thought about that much. I think what I would like to leave here, you know, especially with the receiving core, is just work ethic. You know, just being able to work hard and leave it all out on the field. I think I told you beforehand, before the season started, we talked, and I said my job is to go out and play with heart. You know, if we get the win, that's all that matters. So just leaving that impression on the guys, the receiving core, the offensive end, and, you know, having them all leave everything out there on the field. What
do you like most about playing at Seton Hill and even off the field, attending Seton Hill University? What do you enjoy the most about campus?
So playing here at Seton Hill, I really like playing under Coach Day, Coach Dutton, London, Coach May, and all of the guys. Just the energy that's at practice every day. It's never a dull moment at practice. It's not like we go out there and we go through the motions and everything like that. Coach Day always brings this energy. So it's like, man, like he bring this energy. I want some energy now. I want to bring some energy.
That first training camp practice I went to when I talked to you and Fardan before, I couldn't believe it, man. Like I felt like I better get off the field or I'm gonna get run over. You know what I mean? Just guys flying all over the place. Coach Day running around. I mean, the players really have to respond to that, don't they? That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we definitely do. It's on campus, right?
Yeah, just
on campus.
Just some other things you might like about going.
Yeah, so I really like the family atmosphere on campus. You know, it's real nice. So my junior college was pretty big, but as far as just going to class and going back home, it wasn't really know, anything, not a relationship with the professors or faculty on campus or anything like that. But being able to build relationships, not only with the students, but with the faculty on campus and other professors on campus has really been big.
Matt, before we get into our quick 6 questions, I want to ask you if you could give us a little bit of a scouting report on Cal U, what you see from them defensively. Obviously, they have a number of interceptions this year, so the secondary seems to be pretty talented. But what do you see when you particularly look at them on film?
Yeah, so I'm definitely excited about this matchup because of the really good secondary. Like you mentioned, they run a lot of cover 1, and we're in spread. They run a lot of cover 4. You know, these guys are really athletic. but I'm looking forward to a good matchup.
Looking forward to it for sure. I'm looking forward to seeing you out there 2 more times there, buddy. All right, let's go to our WSN quick 6 questions. Everybody maybe gets to know you a little bit better. A few questions in there. First of all, what's your favorite part of playing football, and how long have you been playing, Matt?
My favorite part about playing football is, the competition. Being able to have a winner and have a loser. Mm-hmm. And I've been playing football for about 14 years, since I was 10 years old.
14 years. Yeah. Would you like to maybe get into coaching after you're done, even at the high school level, maybe, if that opportunity
I would definitely consider, helping out coaching, whether it's, helping out with a position group at a former high school back home or something like that, not anything full-time.
If Matt or Matthew Williams isn't on a football field, what's he doing? And I know you're on a football field a lot. You're in a classroom a lot. But when you're not on those, not involved in class or football, what are you doing?
I'm playing Monopoly.
Monopoly?
Yeah, I'm playing Monopoly.
Really?
Uh-huh.
No way.
Yeah,
like Monopoly?
Yeah.
The board game Monopoly?
Absolutely. I love Monopoly. The original board game, no, not the, the new stuff.
Listen
like the
to
credit
you.
card
Wow.
or anything.
The only I'm a Monopoly fan, but the thing that I always was frustrated because it takes so long.
Yeah.
But I guess you're cool with that.
Oh, yeah, I'm real cool with it.
So you
Especially when you're winning.
So you usually build the hotels and you get all the deeds and all those
Yep.
things.
The orange property is the best property I have.
All right. I'll take your word for it. Oh, man, that's funny. I wish I would have known that before. I'd come up with some kind of nickname for you. When if you make a touchdown catch today, I'll come up with something.
Yeah,
Monopoly phrase. Do not pass go.
It's so funny. It's so funny. I was an RA last year. And all of my RA peers, they knew I loved Monopoly, so the nickname they came up was Monopoly Matt.
Monopoly Matt.
Monopoly Matt.
Do not pass go. What's your go-to food?
Go-to food, Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. What? Just regular chicken sandwich, or do you go something crazy?
I'll get a large fried chicken sandwich.
All right.
Mix it in with the Chick-fil-A sauce and Polynesian sauce.
I like it. What is your favorite Netflix show?
The Office.
Yes. I always that's like we ask that question to a lot of the high school kids we interview too, and a lot of kids, a lot of people say The Office, and I always say I feel old because I remember The Office when it was like new, when they come out with new episodes on NBC, and we used to love it like in college and stuff, and now, kids are watching it back on Netflix, but I still have it on all the time, like on Netflix in the background while I'm working or something. Great show.
It's definitely a show to go to sleep to.
Yeah, that's true too, for sure. Who's your favorite character?
Michael Scott by far.
Of course, it has to be. It has to be. When he left the show, those seasons weren't nearly as good.
It wasn't as good.
If you could meet anyone in the world, past or present, who would it be?
That's an interesting question. So I've thought about that a lot. And so what's interesting is I'm named after both of my grandfathers.
Okay.
My name is Matthew Sam Alexander Williams. And I wasn't old enough to really meet them or kind of talk with them and understand, what they were saying to me or anything like that. So I say I would like to meet my grandfather Sam and Alexander.
Yeah, that's and I'm sure you talked to your family about your grandparents.
Yeah, they always speak highly of them.
Yeah.
And I just, want to talk to him. And,
who's had the biggest influence on you in your life?
I would say it's a tie between my mother and my father. My father in teaching me how to become a man in terms of rejecting passivity, accepting responsibility, and being able to lead courageously. And my mother, as far as she always speaks life into me. I was telling somebody the other day, it doesn't matter what me and my mother are on the phone talking about school, football, TV shows. Every time we end the phone call, she's always speaking life into me.
Is she like The Office too?
No, I don't think she's seen The Office.
She hasn't seen The Office. I gotcha. Matt, thank you so much. This was great, and good luck today. And hey, finish your Seton Hill career on a good note. All right,
Yes,
buddy.
sir. Thank you.
You're a great guy, and I appreciate all the time that you've given us when we've got a chance to talk with you. And happy to have you on today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That is Matthew Williams. They call him Matthew back home. We call him Matt around here. He is a redshirt senior out of Eastvale, California. We'll be back as we continue to count you down to kickoff here on Griffin's Game Day on the Westmoreland Sports Network. It's Seton Hill and Cal U.